Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Zima and I'm here with another guidance session. This is going to be a coffee cup reading for the month of September for the sign of Sagittarius. If you have sun, moon or rising in Sagittarius, or someone who's dear to your heart has Sagittarius, sun, moon or rising or major planets, this might be the video that you want to watch. I want to thank you, all of you. Either you have been with me for a while, or if you just joined, I want to thank you for your support. And if you just joined, thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing well. If you have any specific questions, have it present in your mind, or if you're interested in having a private reading with me, you can find my contact in the About tab. With that, maybe let's take a deep breath, try to get aligned with my energy. Let's together find out what do we need to know for September, what is coming our way, and how things are going to be unfolded. Well, I see a beautiful positive situation in your finances. I'll go through that in the end of the reading. Well, I see some of you might be kissing someone. I see a beautiful kissing there, lips, someone that might say something after a long time, an overdue a confession or something that you wanted to hear for a long time. Finally they start to speak up. Finally they'll get to talk to you about that, and that's very pleasant and you appreciate that. I see for some of you, wow, things are you're trying to get things off your chest, or someone is trying to get things off their chest. I can say that for a lot of you, you start to have a sincere conversation. Again, it can be in many people watching, and it depends on your scenario. But for a lot of people, I'm seeing that you're getting closer to that moment of getting face-to-face conversation with your loved one, with your colleague, with your boss, whatever it is. I see that you're getting closer to that. Some of you have your mind is very, very busy. You have a lot of thoughts that you are trying to process. There's a lot of things that you're trying to, I don't know, cover. Some of you, your mind is somewhere that you're not there yourself. Your body is somewhere, your mind is somewhere else. It could be related to a loved one or a job or something that your heart stays with them. And you have ideas of returning. Maybe if you're like, in good example would be that someone is living somewhere in a different country, and they constantly have these thoughts that I should go back. It can be going back to a relationship, going back to a country, going back to whatever, but this return is coming a lot in your vision. You're thinking about it. I can't say it's good or bad, but I see that it takes a lot of you. But you know, sometimes I feel like you get a little bit disappointed with current situation and think about, oh, maybe I should just move back. I'm tired. I can't handle this. I'm gonna go back. But going back brings you to this puzzle of rabbit hole thing of that. It has been really difficult. Some of you just came out a difficult situation. A baby, a child, and money could have been involved. Maybe you just fixed it, you just figured it out. And now if you want to go back because the current situation is not exactly what you wanted, I don't know if you can handle it. Nothing in the past, I don't see if anything in the past is completely ready for you to retain. But again, you need to evaluate that. You might also, some of you, receive some messages from someone else that invites you to come back to be with me or something like that. Some of you might have a child that you're thinking about them. Again, I don't know, there is a lot of connections that are but you just removed yourself from a situation, and if you want to go back, most of those situations, as I see here, for some of you are still there. But there is a discussion somehow separate from this. There is a discussion that will help you with the situation in general. It will help you with the situation of your uncertainties, with the situation that you exactly don't know what to do. So this will help you a lot, and improves your decision making, improves your state of mind, and that would be actually very good. So if you're invited to talk to someone, go and talk to them, because it's going to, as I said, improve some of the, and it's unrelated. For example, if your thoughts are about your job, this might be something totally different, but it might give you some clarity. I see a minor, or it's a minor problem, or a child, or a problem regarding a child, a minor thing that is in your head, and you need to kind of get to it by passing some puzzles or some twisted situation. You need to be a little bit strategic. Some of you feel like there is a something happened in the past, like when the oil spills and like there is a contamination, or like there's an oil spill and you're like, who wants to clean it, like, and you just removed yourself from there, and maybe someone left the mess for someone else to clean after, to clean up, and that's why they can't go back to that scenario again. For example, just giving you an example, maybe you, I don't know, somehow there was a difficult situation, you kind of created a mess at your previous job, you just left that, maybe you, or something else, it could be anything, this is just an example, and now you can't go back. Or a colleague maybe made a mess and then you had to like do their job, clean the mess after them, and now they're thinking of coming back, but they won't be welcome, they won't be probably how can I say, they probably won't be very much appreciated. So that's what they're thinking. Someone definitely regrets from doing something in the past. Be careful about your relationships with loved ones or any work relationship. You can destroy it, or you can make a mess. Look how it's shaky and how it's watery. There is a lot of uncertainty. If someone is trying to fix a, how can I say, AC, air conditioner, be careful. There might be electricity disconnection, or somehow it's very dangerous. I see water and electricity. And Uranus is starting to have a retrograde. So things with electricity connection is going to be somehow difficult. So be careful. If you're not expert in doing some kind of professional work, don't get there, don't get involved. Someone is definitely disappointed about something, and I see if the outcome was not what they wanted, or someone is not listening to them, they don't listen, and that's why this person is upset. Again, for some, you need to have a handyman. There's some things that maybe with your car, again, I see an oil spill, a big spill. So someone might spill some words, or maybe in reality there might be some oil, your car is maybe leaking oil, or there's a big oil spill. If you take it for an oil change, make sure they do it okay, and like everything is clean and ready for you to use the car. Maybe you come back home and you see that there's a big spill. I don't know, something like that. There is a miss. If you're working as a mechanic, be careful. You might make some mistakes and it might be very difficult to fix and correct after. I definitely see some people need to be walking. They're walking on a very slippery road, so be careful. But there's helping hand. I mean, I see someone is trying to do shortcuts. I don't know if it's help. For some it can be helping hands, but for some it can be shortcuts. You might yourself, or you might have some people working for you or with you who their head is not there. That's what I'm saying, that mistakes can happen. And as you know, Mercury started retrograding, and that will be a time that people will make mistakes, or you find out about mistakes. So that of those mistakes might come up. You might understand that things are getting clear now, like mistakes from past months, specifically about maybe costs, and you might find out that things costed less than you thought or more than you've thought. So these are things that you need to consider and make sure that your head is there. If you're specifically, if you're working with mechanics, with instruments, with electricity, with goods, I mean, even if you're a doctor, specifically I see surgery table here, you need to make sure that your head is there. Don't be there if you're, I don't know, if you don't feel good, if you're busy, if your mind is not certainly there, or if you're drunk, or if you're under substances. Make sure you don't perform, don't operate. This is or don't drive, because that's some disconnection, and it can lead to a disaster. The money situation is going to be improved. Some income is going to be enlarged, or somehow you make a new income possibility for yourself or even for your family. It can be your spouse. This money can come from a connection of friends or someone who's connected to you, and that actually can help you a lot. which is good. I see a network of people working together, but again, there might be contracts in general, promises in general. There might be a little bit. They might be revisited after. So don't take things for granted. Still, they are shaking. If you're signing contracts, try to wait after Mercury and Venus are straight. But if there's no way, well, then be careful. Pay some. Let some time for revisiting. So that would be good. For your finances, for your growth in career, I see a lot of opportunities with the location of Mars is entering Libra in September, and that can help you a lot with that, with your growth in, you can be very professional. Try to perform very professionally at your work, either on all levels. Even the way you talk, you speak, you respond to emails, you present, everything should be a little bit more professional, and that opens the door for you to attract attentions. And maybe you are goal oriented, but sometimes your persistence is how can I say, is affected by your personal central personal decisions. Like you want to do certain things in a certain way, and you just do it that way, and it might not. So be a little bit more aligned, be a little bit more flexible with the goals of the corporate or whatever, wherever you're working. Maybe some of you have bugs at home, flying, I don't know, flies, bugs, but some of you might be something that stresses you, bothers you like that. There's a good news coming, a strange news or something unexpected from far away. There might be also a trip to an tropical place, somewhere that you have not been there. Really, some of you want to travel. I see the age or the desire to travel for some of you is very strong. I see a beautiful Halloween for you. You might start buying decorations or make decorations. Some of you might make some money out of like selling Halloween stuff, because I see that is connected with money. It brings maybe some of you are selling your old Halloween stuff, I don't know, in a garage sale or something, but it brings some kind of money. Be careful when you're driving. Again, be careful about red lights, something that I think you're lightheaded and it might cause a problem. If someone has heart or a lung problem, I see for them recovery. And if there's someone in the hospital, again, I see healing for them. If you work in the hospital, I see long shifts. You might be very tired. Again, be careful. Stress, fatigue, or lack of sleep might cause misfunction or a wrong decision. There is an emptiness that is going to be filled. It can be in your life emotionally, or it can be because I see a jar that is getting full. Some of you might be making wine or something like that. I don't know, maybe I don't know what else you can make in a jar that stays for a long time. It might be a family recipe. Don't share the recipe with everyone. You can make money out of those recipes that you have. There might be a female energy in your family that has old recipes or interesting things that can even, like maybe your aunt, your grandmother has some kind of I don't know, recipe for something that it can be really viral and attracts a lot of customer and attention. So that's that. I see someone is thinking now for Halloween and also for Thanksgiving. Maybe you're going through your recipes. You want to have events. You want to have guests, and it's actually very nice. I see someone is working in a restaurant, or maybe they're in a cafe, but again, I see overwork situation. Again, something might spill in a cafeteria or in a restaurant. Overworking situation. I see a dispute between a female and male, and it might get a third person involved. Be careful. It might be in a cafe or in a restaurant or a cafeteria that you are either working there, you're just sitting there, and you might witness that. I see two male are attacking a female, or it could be attacking verbally. It doesn't need to be physically or something like that. But I see a dispute and it might be about something which is saved. Maybe it's about, I don't know, maybe it's about a password. Maybe some in the family, they are asking someone for a password to access a safe, to get access to some information, or it's a secretary of something like that. I just give you some clues, so you better follow up. I don't know exactly. Because many people are watching, I can't give, it can be different for different people. So that's what we see here. someone has back issues, or you have backache, good night's sleep. Someone is very happy because before they go to bed, someone sends them love messages or they chat with someone. It's a long distance relationship. There's moving a lot of, I mean, your life is on move. I see transfer. I see like your whole life might be transferred somewhere else. You might relocate, you might be relocated, you might go, so it might be a great move, and it is involved in, love is definitely involved in this move and transfer. So don't, I mean, something takes, some of you know that you're relocating, so you're telling yourself, don't take life seriously, don't take anything seriously, I'm leaving in like a couple of months, like you know that. And some of you don't know that, and you'll find out in a few months or weeks that you're leaving, and you're starting a new chapter in your life, which is actually good. I see a gentleman and a heart shape here. For some of you, sort of a romance is there, but you're not certain with the pattern of your behavior with your loved ones. Sometimes you put them under the microscope, and sometimes you let them you just disappear, or they disappear. I see this off and on relationship thing that is there for you. I don't know if it's from you or it's from them, that the relationship is sometimes hot, sometimes cold, and you see it's very it's not very clear. There are good news, 3 beautiful spots for you. Look at the beautiful full moon. We have a full moon in Pisces, which is coming very soon in this month of September. There are definitely the messages. Be careful about your dreams. Watch out, or try to remember your dreams. You might hear from someone in those times. Something comes into a conclusion. You might make a decision. Person who has facial hair might appear in your life somehow. And again, might bring you some love and some kind of warmth in your heart. I mean, something that you had covered, something that it was difficult, something that was locked and chained will be released. And it's actually nice. But again, things might go very slow in the beginning. Some of you might be thinking about making important decisions. I see that you need some solo time. You might even go to meet someone who has I don't know, like a miracle globe, and maybe you talk to a fortune teller, or you're trying to be very spiritual and make decisions from your like intuition. You don't want to always go by your logic. You want to go with your intuition. But stick to what you decide, because I see for some of you, you say, I'm tired of other people's promises. It didn't work. They didn't stick to their promise, and I'm just gonna go with my own decision. Again, wait for very important financial or love decisions, which involves a life-changing move. Wait till Venus is direct, and Mercury is also direct. So wait a little bit, at least till mid-September. Try to make your decision. Try to think. It's great if you are doing solo thinking, or even with others if you have professional person. I see Bob. If someone is named Bob, Bob can help you. I see B91. It can also help. For some people it might be a code. If you work somewhere which is radioactivity, be careful. There is something like that, hazardous material. There is something you definitely need to take into your consideration. Something is hazardous, and you know that. It can be toxic people around you, and you know that. So there's a timer on that. So you need to wait. You need to be making your decision. Again, by mid-September, try to make your decision. In around the full moon in Pisces, you will have some realization. Some chains some things are unlocked, some things are coming into the surface for you, some energy is restored, and you will have all the means and goods to make a new decision, to make a good decision. But wait until, when I said mid-September, to execute that. You will be very internal in some parts of September. Maybe can be in the beginning. You might sign a contract, you might sign something. A lot of loose ends that you need to tie. You just sometimes think that I just leave everything in the middle. I don't finish a project. I cancel things halfway. You have to close some loose ends. Maybe it's time for you to get to the habit of sticking to what you have committed to, or finishing something that you started before you move on. but a connection is definitely restored from the past. And if you're thinking about reconciliation with people from the past or talking to them, it might happen. I don't know how much is changed in between you and them, but it's possible. So I would say try to think very well and then make a best decision. Well, Sagittarius, that was the reading for you for September. I wish and hope that you enjoyed it. If that's the case, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Until the next time, stay blessed.